What is going on, everybody? It is your boy, Young Pasty, back again, breaking down UFC 308. We got Ilia Topuria versus Max Holloway. This card is stacked, guys. Every single fight is super exciting. It's going down in Abu Dhabi in the United Arab Emirates. Hey, set your alarm clocks, guys. This one's going down early. 8 a.m. my time, 10 a.m. Eastern time is when the whole card starts, so make sure you guys wake up early for this one. But nevertheless, the whole card is super exciting, and I'm super excited to break down every single fight for you. We'll have all the bets at the end of the video, so let's get to it. Before we proceed, give me a like, give me a subscribe, give me a comment, share the video if you can, support your boy Young Pasty in this UFC shit. I do have to break down the last card real quick, and then we'll go on and pick all the fights for the UFC 308 card. All right, last fight night card picks. We went 6-5. Not too hot, but more right than wrong. Bets. Lost 0.3815 units. Down a third of a unit. Every week I say this, the last 3 weeks, and it's pissing me off. And we're going to get it right this time. But if one fight would have went the opposite way, we would have been in the positive. So overall, UFC 2024 picks, we are at 48-23. Bets at plus 1.7601 units. So, hey, we're still in the positive on both sides. Last fight night card, Austin Lane versus Robelas de Spain. Can't believe Austin Lane did that to him for 3 rounds. So props to him, I guess, but I think Despain should just stick to kickboxing. That was bad. Alice Ardelene Solis, Elise Reed came through for us. Jocelyn Edwards came through for us. Jean Matsumoto came through for us. Asu Amabayev came through for us. Darren Elkins came through for us. The damage. So I was feeling hot after 5 wins in a row. Jake Hadley had a new opponent. Lost to him. I already forgot his fucking name, but he lost. Charles Johnson was our last win. Took care of business. Looked great. And then Kyler Phillips and Michael Pereira sold on us. A lot of people sold on us on this shitty UFC fight night card. That's why I didn't put out too much. That's why we didn't lose too much. And hey, again, more picks right than wrong. I'll take it. But it's a new day, it's a new weekend, and we move on to UFC 308. Now the main card is going to be lit, but we'll break that down last. All right. First fight of the night, we got Rinat Fakhretdinov versus Carlos Leal. Rinat Fakhretdinov is a minus 218 favorite. Last time I checked, it's not on here, but that's what I had. Carlos Leal, Miranda. ESPN took his last name out of there. Can be had for plus 180. Rinat, the Gladiator. Kind of been suspect in his UFC career, to be honest with you. He's mainly a wrestler. He can strike a little bit, but that's not his main game. He's looking to get this fight to the ground. I ran some tape on Carlos Leal. Now this is his UFC debut. Didn't do any of that. Any of those run-ups. Tough Dana White Contender Series, Ultimate, any of that. It's all been regional shit. I watched a couple of his fights. Primarily a striker. His wrestling game is not great, to be honest with you. And I saw a couple of fights where he was going for takedowns and he got taken down himself in the attempt. So, UFC debut. And this is a short notice fight, I believe. I think this fight got announced like 2 or 3 days ago. So, and he's from Brazil. So, given all of these factors here, UFC debut, flying over to Abu Dhabi on your UFC debut on a short notice, and never really have gone against the level of wrestling that Rinat Fakhretdinov has. I gotta pick Rinat, man. This fight's gonna get to the ground. Rinat's gonna take care of business. I think it's at a good number too. Welcome to the UFC, Carlos. Hey, props to you for stepping up. And it's tough for me because Rinat has. I told you he's looked suspect in his previous fights. He's gotten beat up at times, almost looked wobbly and thrown out of the fight. Some decisions may have and should have gone the other way. But he's got wins on the record. His name ends in OV. And this guy he doesn't have the level of wrestling that Rinat has. I see three rounds ground and pound from Rinat. So that's the pick here. We move on. Ismail Naurdiev versus Bruno Silva. Ismail can be had for -170. Silva +140. Ismail's nickname is the Austrian Wonder Boy. Okay, are you trying to copy Wonder Boy? Is that your... I don't know if that's his agenda, whatever. Bruno Silva's nickname, Blindado. Now look, Bruno Silva has not looked good in his last 5-6 fights, okay? Not looked good at all. But neither has Ismail. Ismail got kicked out of the UFC. His wins and losses in the UFC. Wins were against subpar competition, losses against also subpar competition, maybe a few good names, but ultimately got kicked out of the UFC, and now he's coming back. Bruno Silva's the underdog here. Hasn't won in a while. Don't know if... it's hard to say if they're going to cut him if he loses this fight. I mean, he's lost 5 of the last 6 fights. That's really bad. I really think that he gets the win, though, here. Ismail's head's really tiny, okay? And I don't think if he does get the fight to the ground, Bruno can get back up. Bruno's got heavy hands, man. Bruno's got heavy hands. I see him actually knocking Ismail out. For you degenerates out there, Bruno by KO. I think it was like at +300 or something like that. Which really isn't that good. But that would be the way he would win. So, nevertheless, the pick for the fight is Bruno Silva, and we move on to the next fight. All right, Farid Basharat, aka Ferocious, versus Victor Hugo, the striker. Huge favorite on Farid's side, -725. Oh man, Victor Hugo can be had for +450. I gotta pick Farid Basharat here. The competition he's gone up against is much superior to what Victor's had. And I'm not gonna... I mean, Victor's a good striker, and he had a good performance in his last fight. But, look. Hometown advantage. My dude's from Afghanistan. You really think that if, first off, this fight goes to the judges, that they're gonna vote and judge against him? Alright? There's some inside stuff that always happens in this UFC shit. Farid Basharat is gonna get the win here. I don't really want to go over it too much. He'll probably he'll probably do three rounds of boring clinch work and work on the ground. He may try and strike with him, but Victor's actually a pretty good striker, so I don't really know if he wants to do that. So Farid Basharat is the pick, and we move on to the next fight. Now, I've been waiting, guys, for weeks. This fight got canceled last time and another time before, but we're back. We got Chris Barnett flying over to Abu Dhabi, taking on Kennedy Nzcheukwu. Now, these odds here are incorrect, okay? I don't know where... ESPN messed up here. Last time I saw, Kennedy was a -800 favorite. Chris Barnett was a +475 favorite, so these odds are incorrect on ESPN. They got to fix their shit. Anyway, Beast Boy, Chris Barnett, I've been waiting for you. He was affected by the hurricanes, couldn't fight in the last fight. So they say, hey, here, come on to an actual nice UFC 308 pay-per-view. I'll take it. Kennedy is a huge favorite, man. Minus 800. That's crazy. The African Savage from Nigeria. Now, come on, guys. Who do we think we're going to pick here? We're going with Beast Boy. We're going with the Beast Boy. We picked him before. We picked him goddamn near every time. The fights keep getting canceled. We keep picking him, and then they get canceled. But anyway, we're again plus 475 for Chris Barnett, minus 800 for Kennedy. The number is way too big for me to bet or pick on Kennedy. I'm throwing my money and my pick on Chris Barnett. Are you kidding me? The dude is electrifying. And Kennedy's fighter IQ, like, he's just fucking stupid. Like, he just looks like a moron out there. And I'm not saying Chris Barnett's some elite heavyweight contender, you know what I mean? But he puts on an exciting fight. It's going to be fun. He'll fight with his heart. And that's the money, and that's who I want to put my money on, is someone that's going to fight for it. So we got Beast Boy. And we move on to the next fight. Is this a featured prelim? No, gosh, we're not even there yet. There's so many fights on this card, it's crazy. All right, next fight. We got Abus Magomedov, another OV, but he's from Germany. Different. Versus Bruno Ferreira. Abus can be had for minus 140. Bruno Ferreira plus 120. This number has been moving kind of all over the place. I've seen Abus at minus 170 at times. I've seen him almost damn near minus 120. So this line's kind of been moving everywhere. Also, Bruno Ferreira's nickname, the Hulk. Kind of looking like it too. His little 5'10's not short, but I mean, compared to Abus 6'2", he's got that kind of short stature. Anyway, the pick for the fight. This one I've been pretty confident in for like the last 2 weeks, and I was super excited to see this fight and pick this fight, and ultimately we'll see it next on this Saturday here. But we got Abus Magomedov. Look, he was came into the UFC, fought Sean Strickland, lost. I'm not gonna knock him for that. They first off, they put him in a main event, no UFC experience, because he was a very, very, very high prospect. But he's very good, man. And this reach and height advantage is going to really come into play here. A 6-inch reach advantage and a 4-inch height advantage. You'll see it when they go out there, dude. It's gonna be. I don't think Bruno Ferreira is gonna be able to close that distance. And his specialties, he's a knockout artist, man. He's a knockout specialist. That's where his wins are coming from. I think Abus is able to weather any sort of storm Bruno comes in with. I don't think he's going to be able to close the distance. I think he'll just kind of circle the ring here. Circle the ring. He'll circle the octagon, keep the range, keep the distance, get those leg kicks in. Maybe start, shooting a takedown or two. Clinch work. Abus all day, man. Give me another OV. Next fight. We got Mateusz Rebecki versus Myktybek Orolbai. Sorry, guys. To the fighters. Plus 260 for Rebecki, minus 340 for Orolbai. Man, I don't know if y'all saw the last fight from Rebecki, but damn, he got his ass whooped, guys. It was bad. It was really bad. He could damn near not see at the end of the fight. He was fighting some dude with a really large reach advantage on him. It was actually a 74-inch reach on this guy, which Orolbai has. And for the weight class Orlobie's in and his dimensions, it's crazy. He's violent, dude. He's violent. He's violent as fuck. I think this fight's gonna go the same way that the last fight did, but it might end even sooner. We got Orolbai. The reach advantage in this last fight is nothing to take lightly, especially when Rebecki got his ass whooped for 3 rounds from a dude with an 8-inch reach advantage on him last time, who he couldn't take down. And what, you're gonna take Orolbai down? That's his game. That's his game plan and style too. So if you want to fuck around and do that, probably not gonna help you either. So he's got nasty elbows too. Orolbai all day. Next fight on the card, we got, I think it's Geoff Neal, aka Hands of Steel, versus RDA Rafael dos Anjos, the vet. Neal can be half or minus 330. RDA can be half or plus 255. We got Geoff Neal in this fight, man. RDA is moving on down to washland. Or he's washed. Too old. 39 years old. I know Geoff Neal's only 34, but that... And RDA's seen some shit and been through some shit and went through a lot of shit and seen everything. But I think Geoff Neal's able to tee him up on the feet. RDA's not shooting for takedowns at 39 years old. And holding Geoff Neal down at that. Neal's going to tee him up on the feet. It's going to be more of a boxing match, if anything. And RDA's going to get his ass whooped for 3 rounds. He's a tough guy. He's not going to get knocked out. He could. If Neal finds the right spot after battering him up for 2.5 rounds. Neal all day with confidence. We move on to the next fight. All right, we got Aslan versus Rafael Cerqueira. Basically a pick'em here. Minus 105 for Ibo. Minus 115 for Rafael. I went back and forth with this one. And I had to go with my gut. Had to go with the Brazilian. I know it's his UFC debut. But man, he looked violent in those fights that I've seen him in. His competition wasn't terrible. Was it UFC level? Probably not, but you got to get some fight experience somewhere. Make your way up to the UFC somehow. And Ibo had a fight on Dana White Contender Series and a fight in the UFC, but he was fighting scrubs. Like, they're not UFC level either. So he looked kind of slow. And I just don't like his fight style. It didn't impress me at all. Rafael looked violent, man. He looked like he was out there for the kill. We got Rafael. We got the Brazilian taking on the debut. Would I bet on this fight? No. Wee woo, do not bet alarm. I would not bet on this fight at all unless you're just trying to fuck around and, throw a fuck it bet. Sometimes they work out. Do you? I wouldn't bet on this, though. It's a featured prelim, too? That's crazy, because I think the Boost fight or the Barnett fight should be up there, but what do I know? I just watch and predict shit, right? We move on. Hey, he's back. Shara Bullet Magomedov, another OV, versus Arman Petrosyan. Magomedov can be half or minus 170. Petrosyan at plus 140. This is going to be striking all day. There ain't going to be no takedowns in this fight here, guys. And I picked Shara. He's looked impressive to me in his last fights, okay? His kick game is insane. He basically uses it as a jab. It's really, really nice. And he can strike too. Right? Those fists work. He ain't just a leg kicker. Now, Petrosyan's tough. And he's going to be bigger than Shara. He will. So it'll be interesting to see the weight cut here. Because if Petrosyan looks bad on the scale, could just be something to consider moving forward with the fight. Also, if y'all don't know, Shara Magomedov only has one eye. Only has one eye. It's crazy. But we got Bullet. We got Shara Magomedov. I think his striking is superior to Arman's. And he takes care of business. 3-round fight, no KOs here. Petrosyan by KO would be crazy. Shara has been rocked. Something to consider, but we move on. Next fight, a good fight in a line that's been moving like crazy. We got Lerone Murphy, aka The Miracle, versus Dan Ige. Dan 50K Ige. First off, respect and props to Dan Ige for taking a fight in like, I don't know, less than 5 hours and taking on Diego Lopez. Ultimately losing, but put on a hell of a fight. Here you go. A gift for you, Dan Ige. A fight in Abu Dhabi on a pay-per-view. Lerone Murphy. See that? 14-0. No losses here. And I think he'll keep it that way. We got Lerone Murphy in this fight. He's looked amazing in his past fights and gone up against great competition. Striking. I think they're actually pretty equal in the striking, but Lerone can mix in those takedowns and use them when necessary and win the judges over in that regard. No one's getting knocked out here. It would be fucking crazy if someone got knocked out here. Or subbed. There's no subs happening in this fight. It'll stay on the feet mostly unless Lerone takes Ige down. And he'll just do kind of ground and pound work. We got Murphy all day with confidence. This line's been moving like crazy. When I originally wanted to put a bet in on it, which I should have, and you know, hindsight, you always get mad about it, but it is what it is. I saw him at like minus 180. He's up to minus 270 now. It's crazy. Dan Ige is not a bad underdog though. I mean, I wouldn't be mad at you if you bet on him or picked him. He is a good fighter. He's tough and he's durable. He's a really good striker. He can mix in leg kicks well. I just don't think he can handle Lerone Murphy. Dude's on the up and coming. And he's looked great. I can't go against him. We got the Miracle. Give me Lerone Murphy, and we move on. All right. This little shit talker, Magomed Ankalaev versus Alexander Rakic. I say little shit talker because Magomed has been consistently talking shit about Alex Pereira, saying he can beat him and whatnot and blah, 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 blah. Like, come on now. If it ever does happen, you're going to get your ass sat. But he's not fighting Alex Pereira. He's fighting another Alex, Alexander Rakic. And he'll win this one with ease, man. He'll win this one with ease. I have no doubt in my mind about this. Keep the receipts here. If I'm wrong on this, boy, will I look stupid. But my dude's minus 380 for a reason. My dude's 19-1 for a reason. He's a fucking ferocious fighter, okay? He's got some heavy fucking hands. Magomed by KO. Early. That's the pick and the prediction. That's all we have to it. Rakic can't strike with him. He can't hang. I don't care about this 3-inch reach advantage. It's nothing. Move on. The co-main. We're almost here at the end, guys. We're almost here at the end. Co-main. Robert Whittaker, the Reaper, versus MIA Khamzat Chimaev. Boars. Boars is his nickname? Okay. Because you're Borzing, Z, and you never fight. And you're kind of a bitch. You would whoop my ass, but you're still a fucking bitch. Bobby Hands, the Reaper. I think he gets this one done. I think he gets this taken care of. He proved everybody wrong with that last fight with Ikram. So, you want some elite wrestler? Boom, get fucking knocked out. I'm still a title contender. He still is. He's been trying to fight this dude for like, what? It seems like fucking years now. The fight's finally going to happen? Is it? I mean, we're a few days away. We'll see. He's been doing media shit. I don't know. I think Whittaker gets a knockout here, man. I think he can withstand the takedowns and the pressure from Khamzat. And ultimately tee him up on the feet. Get some nice strikes in and fuck him up. Get a knockout in the second round. We got Whittaker by KO here, guys. He's mad and he's angry. He gets this win, he probably will go for a title shot again. Whittaker all day. Give me the dog. Plus 210? Plus 210? Chimaev's wins are not impressive enough to me. Whittaker's been through it. He's only 3 years older than Chimaev, has way more experience than him. The takedowns will be stuffed. Chimaev will be fucked up. Whittaker by KO. And for the main event of the evening, it's fucking time, guys. The moment we've been waiting for. The main event here, we have Ilia Topuria versus Max Holloway. Over a 2-1 favorite, minus 245 for Ilia. Max Holloway can be had for plus 200. And higher and lower in other places. This is going to be a great fight, guys. Ilia's looked great, and after beating Volk like that, if he does it to Max too, ooh, be crazy. He claims in the first 10 seconds he's going to do what Max did and always does. Point to the middle of the octagon to lay down and just throw down. I don't believe it. Max would be down. I don't think Ilia is going to do that. I think it's just all talk. And I think that Max can stuff any takedowns that come Ilia's way. I don't think that Max is getting knocked out by Ilia or subbed. Max is a great wrestler and has some subs on his career as well. All Max's first off, half of his losses are to Volk in his prime years ago. And then a few other ones. He lost like Conor McGregor in like 2013 when he's like fucking 20 years old and some other fights. But Holloway's seen and done it and been through it all. And he's only, 5 years older than Topuria? So I don't think the age is going to be a difference. Now, I think Topuria has more power than Holloway. But the gas tank of Holloway, the chin of Holloway, the boxing and the feet movement of Holloway will ultimately win him this fight. We got another dog again. The dog on the main event and the dog on the co-main event. It didn't work out on the last fucking fight night, but that fight night sucked, and we're past that, guys. We're on to 308, and we're making fucking money here. Max Holloway, give me blessed all day. The Matador, Ilia Topuria, getting taken down. 5 hard rounds of fucking boxing from Holloway, beating on Ilia. I will be jaw dropped if Holloway gets KO'd, and I'll look like a dummy again. But those are the picks, guys. Those are all the picks. But we're not done. We're moving on to everybody's favorite section, where we make money, the bet section. We'll lay out all the picks here. We got Rinat, Bruno, Basharat, Beast Boy Barnett, Abus, Orolbai, my boy Neal. We had the Brazilian, Rafael, Cerqueira, Shara Bullet, Lerone Murphy, Ankalaev, Shit Talker, Whittaker, and then Holloway. That's the whole card, guys. How many fights is this? 13 fights. And they're all pretty fucking good. Now, the bets section. Guys, we're making money this week. I have really fucking competent picks. Y'all are gonna love them. And I got some good fucking numbers in. I know, and I say this all the time. Y'all gotta follow my Twitter to get the best lines in on your bets. But I put them out here, and you know, I'm sorry if they changed. But these are the numbers I got. All right. We got a boost, 1.5 units. We got him for minus 138. Pretty fucking good. Good number to get him at. Next one. Ankalaev plus Orolbai. Came out to minus 143. Yes, it's a little fucking juicy, but I put 1 unit on it. These guys should both win. It's a pretty confident play. This is the last one of my big ones. We have Lerone Murphy plus Basharat. Another 2-pick parlay I have great confidence in. 1.25 units at minus 159. I know it's juicy, but it's gonna hit. All right, I have great confidence in those 3 big plays there. Now these are my unit and below plays here. I have less confidence in, but still have confidence in, obviously, because I put money on them. All right, we got Max Holloway, 0.75 units on him, plus 225. Holloway. We got the Reaper. Gimme Whitaker, half a unit, plus 210. Yeah, the dogs are barking tonight, boys. We got Chris Barnett, half a unit at fucking 475. Woo, if we hit that one, we are looking good. Now, full disclaimer, I put a unit on it myself. It's a half a unit for the video purpose, because it is a risky play. I'm not going to lie to you. But I got faith in Chris Barnett. That's should be up in my most confident plays, but look, anything can happen. We're in the UFC. The African Savage could really knock him out and do damage with that reach advantage. So half a unit for video's sake, but full disclaimer, like I said, I got a full unit on the boy. I got confidence in it. We're making money on that motherfucker. All right. Next bet, we got Neal and Shara. Half a unit, minus 118. Good number. I love my 2-pick parlays. I really don't like doing any more than that, unless I'm super confident in something. But still a good play. And the last bet, Lerone Murphy and Rinat at minus 105, damn near even money. Rinat's going to take care of business. Murphy's going to take care of business. Kind of my backup to this one right here, in case fucking Basharat sells on me, which he shouldn't, but if you don't leave it up to the judges, you know what I'm saying. All right, what's our total risk here? 1.5. Doing quick math here, guys. 2 units, 3 units, 4.5 units, 5, 6.5 units. 6.5 unit risk. We're gonna get this money, guys. I'm confident in all of these plays. If you're really ballsy, put 1 unit on Chris Barnett and Whitaker and Holloway. Some dogs are barking tonight, guys. Some dogs are barking tonight. But if you made it this far in the video, I appreciate your support. Appreciate you know, everything that y'all do for me. We're building the audience up, view by view. Take care, and we move on to the next card and we make some money. Let's go.